Hello and welcome to another video. Today we'll be replacing the display panel on this Dell Latitude 5420 laptop. In case you're wondering where to find the model number information, you can see it's printed right here on the back of the laptop. And using that information, it should be pretty easy to find a replacement panel. So you can see here the damage to the panel, and we're currently getting no display outside of the lines here that you can see to the right. And right here we have the replacement 1080p panel ready to go. I should note that this panel was ordered from laptopscreen.com. And I've used laptopscreen.com for many replacement orders here in Canada. You can see that this one costs $95.42, which is actually a very reasonable deal. Honestly, for the price, for the customer service, and the nice little things like including free adhesive strips with the order, I find ordering from this website to be very favorable over ordering from eBay or saving maybe $5 or $10 ordering from AliExpress, where returns, warranties, and refunds are always a little bit tricky, being that they were shipped overseas. And laptopscreen.com will ship from Canada and the US. Conveniently, I am located in British Columbia, Canada, and you can see on the website here they do ship from Vancouver, BC. Overall, I do recommend this website if you're looking for a replacement panel. Back to the laptop, let's get this thing powered off, and we're going to remove the bottom panel and disconnect the battery before we do any service. And what you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver, and we'll go ahead and remove the 8 screws on the back panel. Just in case you're wondering, these screws are anchored in with a washer, meaning that they won't come out of the laptop unless that is damaged. So don't worry if they're still in there. As long as they're loose, the panel will still come off. Now, using something like a plastic guitar pick or this iFixit tool, we can score along the palm rest and the back panel to gently release the plastic clips holding it in place. I'm going to assume that the connection is right here above the battery. I haven't worked on this model in a little while, so I'm just going to remove these 3 screws just to verify that that is the connection. Okay, yes, indeed, this is the connection for the battery, and it looks like we can just pull up to disconnect it from the motherboard. And right up here looks like the connection from the display panel to the motherboard. We don't need to worry about this. We're just going to be disconnecting it from the panel itself. Now we're ready to resume the service. I'm going to put the bottom panel back on just to protect the innards. And back to using that guitar pick or iFixit tool, we can begin to score along the display bezel. Just be very careful. I believe this one is only held in with an adhesive, possibly no clips. It looks like it's pretty thin and flimsy, so you don't want to be prying on it too hard. As you can see here, you do have to remove these covers from the hinge assembly. So just be careful, and it might help to squeeze that guitar pick in right around here to help gently release this material. Be careful, again, it is kind of cheap and flimsy. So it looks like the panel is held in by a screw here on the right side, and the same thing on the left. Let's start by taking those out. And I think there's just a mild adhesive behind the panel. If you can take a tool like this and just score along the inside, it should be able to release fairly easily. And if you've already taken out those screws, it's going to feel like the panel is coming right out. So again, just be careful. So we do have it removed here, and it looks like we can go ahead and start with the disconnection of the cable right here. We have a piece of tape here that we can remove. And using a similar tool like this, there's a little latch here that you can gently pull up, just like that. And now we can release the cable going this way. So I already removed one of these pieces before I realized I wasn't filming. These are stuck to the back of the display panel with adhesive strips. And you can see here, this is what holds the panel in place. So you'll notice that there's a little black tab here. We just need to gently pull it out, and then we're going to pull the adhesive strip down this way very gently so we don't tear it apart and have to spend time bending and trying to get this thing off. Emphasis on gentle. Alright, before we do anything else, I'm going to test and connect the new panel just to make sure that it's working. One thing I do like to do is put a microfiber cloth down on the keyboard so we don't risk scratching up the panel. Even though it does have this protective plastic layer on it, I just want to avoid any unnecessary damage. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the cable. Now with any luck, this will work. There's the Dell logo, and we're into BIOS. Okay, looks like the panel is working correctly. That's really good news. That means there's no other problems. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the install. Using the free adhesive strips that were included in the display panel order from laptopscreen.com, we can put these brackets back on. So unfortunately my camera died when I was installing the new panel, but you can see here that we're all set up and ready to go. The bezel went on fairly easily. One thing I wasn't able to articulate is that when you're reinstalling the panel, there's a couple clips that you need to insert the panel in. On that hinge assembly, there's a little hook that you can put under a little plastic piece right here and right here. So you kind of angle the display panel a little bit while easing it back onto this top piece of the laptop. Sorry, that may not be the best explanation, but just watch out for it. So hopefully this helped you out installing your display panel into this Dell Latitude laptop. Let me know if you have any additional questions or comments by leaving them below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and thanks a lot for checking out my video.